This has been an absolutely brutal week for the stock market. The Nasdaq just had its worst stretch in months, and AMD is down roughly 25% from the October highs, and most of that coming during this past week, down 6 straight days. Everyone's panicking. My inbox is flooded with messages asking, should I sell? But I'm not worried. In fact, I'm looking to buy more because I've seen this movie before, and I know exactly how it ends. So let's talk about it. First, let's look at what just happened in the overall market. The Nasdaq Composite is down roughly 8% from its recent highs. The S&P 500 has pulled back around 5 to 6% in just a few weeks. Tech stocks are getting absolutely hammered. AI bubble fears are back. Headlines are screaming overvaluation. Everyone is talking about a rotation out of tech. And AMD, it got hit even harder. As of Friday, November 21st, AMD closed right around the $200 level. And just weeks ago on October 29th, it hit a high of $264. That's roughly a 25% correction in less than a month. When the market catches a cold, AMD catches the flu. That's the volatility of high growth tech. But here's the part that people forget when panic sets in. We need to look at what actually happens next. In 2018, the Nasdaq dropped 20%, then hit new highs within 6 months. In 2020, it crashed 30% during COVID, recovered by the end of that year, and then doubled. In 2022, it fell 36% before rallying 45% in 2023. And just this year, in April 2025, tech sold off hard again. AMD dropped to the mid $70 range and then ripped up to $267 in just 6 months. The pattern is always the same: correction, consolidation, and then we have an explosive rally. We are in the correction phase right now, and when the Nasdaq rebounds, high beta leaders like AMD don't just recover, they outperform. Here's why AMD is positioned to lead that next move higher. Nvidia just proved the AI boom is not slowing down, it's accelerating. They reported over $57 billion in revenue, nearly double year over year, and Jensen Huang said Blackwell demand is off the charts and that GPUs are sold out into the future. That's not cooling demand, that's explosive demand. Lisa Su confirmed the same story on AMD's side, guiding for roughly 35% annual growth over the next 3 to 5 years, and saying their AI data center business could grow at an 80% annual rate, reaching tens of billions in revenue by 2027. 80% annual growth is not normal. That is rocket fuel. Then there's the OpenAI partnership. AMD is becoming a core infrastructure partner for the future of artificial intelligence. This deal has the potential to generate well over $100 billion in total impact over time, including ripple effects across the entire ecosystem. OpenAI choosing AMD is massive validation. And on top of that, AMD just posted record earnings even before the real AI ramp kicks in. They reported $9.25 billion in Q3 revenue, up 36% year over year, and data center revenue hit $4.3 billion, up 22%. And all of this is before the next generation MI400 platform arrives in 2026. Wall Street clearly agrees. Out of the 37 analysts, 27 rate AMD a buy, 10 rate it a hold, and 0, not one, rated a sell. I want to be completely honest with you. I don't know what AMD will do next week. It could go to 180. It could even touch 160 if the broader market really panics. Short term, nobody knows, and anybody who tells you they do is lying. But here's what I do know. AMD is in the strongest position it has ever been in. AI demand is real, and it was confirmed this week by both Jensen Huang and Lisa Su. The company is executing, growth is accelerating, the product roadmap is powerful, and the fundamentals have never looked stronger. When you combine that with a 25% pullback, the risk-reward becomes extremely attractive. Let's take a second to talk about my personal position. AMD is one of the largest individual positions in my portfolio. My cost basis is $109.85 per share. I bought heavily in April when the stock was between $76 and $110. At the current price, even after this brutal pullback, I'm still up around 86 to 90% in just 7 months. Am I selling? No. Am I worried about short-term moves? No. Could it drop further? Yes, and I'm prepared for that. In fact, if it moves into the $180 to $190 range, I plan to add more to my position. Why? Because I don't know where the stock will be next week, but I know where the company is heading over the next 1 to 3 years. If AMD simply reaches the analyst target around $280, that's roughly a 157% return from my cost basis. If it moves toward $350 to $380 a share, that's closer to a 230 to 245% total return. I bought when fear was high at $76. The stock ran to $267. And now that fear is back, I'm doing the same thing again. Every great investment goes through moments like this. The Nasdaq will recover. It always does. AMD historically outperforms when it does. AI demand is not fading. It's accelerating. The growth trajectory is massive. Could it go lower in the short term? Absolutely. But do I believe AMD will be significantly higher in 12 to 24 months from now? I do, strongly. And that's why I'm not just holding, I'm buying the fear. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. AMD is volatile and risky, and the stock could go lower. Do your own research and only invest what you can afford to lose. These are my personal opinions and my personal position. Now I want to hear from you. Are you buying this AMD dip or are you waiting? What's your cost basis? And do you think the Nasdaq has already bottomed or do we have more pain ahead? Hit subscribe for more real positions, real data, and honest takes on the market. I can't predict tomorrow, but I can recognize a generational growth story when I see one. And in my opinion, AMD is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not sure what to watch next, check out another one of my videos right here. Take care, and we will see you next time.